Hello there, this is Rom coming back at you with yet another video. Yeah, it is stupid to think all you need to get women is money. It's stupid. I'm just going to call it for what it is. Because anybody who follow me regularly know I had the lovely Miss Mocha Angel on there yesterday. And for the most part, the comments were good, but one guy said, talking about why he just need to get his money. Even though Miss Mocha Angel was giving some game and next week, she already planned what she going to say in a video. She more fired up about it than I am. I might just let her do it myself. By herself. Just might be like, hey, you know what? You got this one. That's how fired up she is. Wait a minute. Let me make sure I got this good. Yeah. Make sure my mirror right. Anyway. Some dude saying, oh, he just got to get his money up. Dudes got to be... Look, I'm just going to call it stupid. Yeah, you want to make your money for yourself. And yeah, there are plenty of women out there who go for a man for just money. But those are acculturated prostitutes. Or as the Honorable Pimp God would call them, acceptable hoes. And even them, who do they cheat with? They don't cheat with other guys who got money. Shoot. Hey, Joe Roughneck, here it come. Shoot, let one of those money men, he got like one of those big houses, many mansions, got that big old car. Let him come home early one day. All of a sudden he hears something in his living room. In fact, not in his living room, in his bedroom. He go in there, he see some dude pounding the shit out of his woman. And then, you know what? The dude pounding the woman gonna look back and say, my bad. Shit. In fact, that R. Kelly thing that he did with the Isley brothers, Contagious. I'm gonna put that in the description box. Come on now, Mr. Big had money. He had big old mansion, everything. R. Kelly still in there tearing up his woman. Shoot. Because you get a lot of, you know what, first of all, a lot of guys who say, oh, I just got to get my money up. They don't have money. That's the first thing. I mean, it'd be one thing if you say, you know what, I got my money up and I'm getting women and I'm happy. I've never had that. I've never had one guy say they got their money up and they're in a happy relationship. Okay. They ain't a happy relationship. I've never had that. All the times I've been saying that. It's always some guy saying they'll get their money up and get a woman. But never that they have their money and they get a woman. Because if they have a money, and many guys who have money can tell you, yeah, they found out. Sure, even if somebody do their own thing and just look up adultery, infidelity on the net themselves. They don't have to listen to me. Look it up themselves. And you listen and you read what all these women are saying. They'll say their men got money. Heck, around here, if I wanted to be scuzzy like that, I could be tearing up some married women. And oh shoot. There are several who I've known personally. They'll say their husbands, even though they're making a lot of money, talking about they only see their husbands as roommates. In fact, one lady, I was trying to get him laid. I was like, you know what, why don't you switch it up one time? Just have sex with your husband. She got mad at me. She looked like I was saying have sex with a gargoyle or something. The look she gave me, man, I wish I could share that look. She don't even, she don't even be stroking her husband. No, I take that back. I think in the years I've known her, and I've known her over 10 years, she stroked her husband once. I was like, way to go. Other than that, shoot, I wish I had the proverbial dime. All these women, like just living in this area, who be all friendly to some guy. Don't know how much money he got, but you find out where they living. They live in some place. They got a little bit of money. Dude. And then, let's be real. All these dudes acting like all it takes is money. How the fuck is somebody like a Pookie or Ray Ray or Bubba getting theirs? Some dudes be living in a housing project or a trailer park, be getting theirs, be having multiple kids and shit. Like those motherfuckers got money. Shoot. Those dudes that barely have, not even working on a job or something. Or how these homosexuals, and don't act like you ain't heard the term homosexuals. That's a main thing. How these homosexuals getting it? They definitely don't have money. They be just going house to house. Hell, I've known a couple of dudes who are homeless sleeping in their cars, but they say they get a shower, just go over a woman's house. Come on now. If all it took was money, but how are all these broke motherfuckers getting it? Seriously. If all it took was money. Now, yeah, if you in a regular relationship with the woman, maybe long term, and even then, you got some of these women out here, they making more money than their men. They making more money than their men. So hold up. If it was about money, how these women dealing with a guy who got less money than them or no money? Shoot. I said where I lived last time, this apartment I lived in when I first moved in. Had a woman, and she was working a regular job. Had this guy, he was Dominican. And that dude didn't have a job. He just have his shirt off, be on the balcony and stuff. But I sure as hell heard him fucking. Damn. I even said something to her. I said, y'all were loud upstairs this time. I got used to it at some point. It just became background noise. Just like having a background TV on and stuff. I just had that background noise. They were just doing their thing. I mean, most of the time during the day, that dude be like with his shirt off, muscular. And he was only 5'8", too. He wasn't even 6 feet. He was only 5'8". Shit. Only problem I had with her, though, she was looking at my oldest son a little too much. Commenting a little too much, man. That's something you had to see my darker side. Then I had to check on that. Shoot. We won't get into that. But that's the thing, though. It's stupid as shit thinking it's just money. I wish it was just money. And see, some dudes saying that, like I said earlier, some dudes saying that usually don't have their own money. I say, hold up, man, hold up. You really don't know. And then the women who, or the men who do get those women, the women who do go for a man just for money, they using his ass. In fact, what you always say? I always say, you know what, a woman might go out with that guy to a fancy restaurant and get a doggy bag, right? I've said that a few times, get a doggy bag, take it to the man she really want. There was somebody who actually commented, said he had taken a woman now, she got one of those doggy bags, got brought all that food, and then this other guy came up to him and thanked him for the food. I was like, wait a minute, hold up. Because here's the thing with women. Even the ones who just go for money, that's just more on the practical shit. That's some business shit. That's some tricking. And they'll, you know, like shout out cousin T-Tar, he'll say it. Sex is like a handshake for many women. But they ain't gonna have that handshake just for money. Now, yeah, there's plenty of women who use a man for money. Like I remember mentioning a couple times this woman I worked with. And she had this guy, and she was getting all this money out of him. This dude was paying for stuff. She even bragged that she was out of work for a year and a half and didn't have to work because of him. And me and this other dude on the job looked at her and said, look, you should just break him off something. Just for something different. And She was like, nah, she give him some pussy, you ain't gonna pay that money anymore. It was like, damn, we both of us looked at it and said, damn, you going to hell. We said it like that. We laughed, but we kind of meant it. And I was like, God damn. What the? I mean, seriously. Seriously. But you got some dudes out here still thinking, well, if I just get some money. Well, what the fuck you doing to get money, motherfucker? I guess you got to find out the hard motherfucking way. What you doing to get money? Because once they get that money, they'll find out. Let them find out. Let them have a my bad situation. Shoot. Wait a minute, y'all. Oh, this guy straighten out the mirror with this new phone holder and stuff. But seriously, what the fuck? Dudes need to be thinking. Like, ask yourself some questions. Ask yourself some questions. How you got some dudes out here talking about, well, women going for these thugs or these Pookie Ray Rays? They normally don't have money. Pookie Ray Rays, Bubbas, whatever it is in your race. Right? Be going for some broke motherfucker. Shoot. How the fuck is it if women just went for money? How the fuck we even got a concept of homosexuals? Like I said, I knew a couple guys that were living in their car, but if they need to take a shower, go over a woman's place. Shoot, one of them said this woman, was telling him to take off the condom. She trying to have a baby by this broke motherfucker. Shit. And then how you got motherfuckers who they don't got their own place? Because I remember, I told you when I was like really deep in the sexual shadow world, I didn't even have my own place. Now before I got into body game, I had money. All that, taking these women to these like plays, taking them to some place, spending some money on them, and I would say most of them, I was getting no parts of the pussy, getting church hugs. But that's when I had a little bit of money. But then after that, didn't have as much money. Living at my grandmother's, sleeping in the same bed that I was when I was in high school. Shoot, even going back further than that. Only thing I had was, I didn't even really have a gym membership. I had to charm my way into the gym. Miss Smoke Angel told you that. There was a young lady that was at this gym, and I just charmed my way. She didn't even look for an ID. I ain't even pay for some joint. But I ain't even had my own place. I ain't have no money. Shoot. Even had women paying for the hotel rooms and stuff. They had no money. Because that time, I told you, like, there was 2 weeks straight, I had two different women pay for a hotel room. Would have been 3 weeks straight, but the woman had her own house. And I ain't had no money. In fact, I was just starting a job, so I definitely didn't have any money. And shoot, it ain't no different now. People thinking it's some different shit now. I know some dudes now, they ain't spending no money on the women spending money on them. Shoot. And sometimes the woman that spend money to do could have a job. See, I'm going to tell you something with women now. If a dude leave with his wallet, they'll definitely take it. Shouldn't want that, but they'll definitely take it. Yeah. I'm always messing with this mirror. I got to make sure I know who behind me. But women will take it. Women will use it, and they don't care. In fact, they'll laugh with their girlfriends about it. They might even put that man in their phone like Money Man. Just like they'll put other guys in their phone like Furniture Man, Crown His Shoulder Man, Good Man. In fact, women will have, they will definitely put men into different categories. I'll talk about that tomorrow. I'll talk about that even more tomorrow, because a lot of guys don't get that. But if you just a money man, because this guy's, I remember there was this one guy I knew. and he had money. And he was talking about all the money he was spending on this fine-ass woman. He didn't get no parts of the pussy. And I'm looking at him like, you got that much money to spend? Because Ron didn't have money like that at the time. I had just enough money to pay attention. Shit. That's all I could do. And shoot, that's why I had to have so many jobs. That's the only thing about hustling. Sometimes you ain't making money like that. Yeah, I'm making that money now, but, when I was getting that play and stuff, really getting to play, I'm pickier now. Yeah, I'm older. I'm an old guy now. I gotta be picky about shit. Yeah. I gotta be picky. We won't get into that one. I'll say that for a private group. But, shoot, you got some dudes out here, they ain't got no money, they don't got no future, all they got is a stiff dick. And women will pay for that shit. Married women will pay for that shit. Heck, a married, she might even get pregnant by that dude. That's why paternity testing should be mandatory. Shit. It's always been like that. And it ain't something new. Like I said, it's always been like that. Shoot. Back in the real day, we going back to at least the 1920s. Used to be that guy used to hop that fence. The husband go out the front door, the guy hop the back fence. Shoot. Be like walking around, keeping all the women in the neighborhood happy. When women couldn't work as much, they would be at home. Shoot, get that like, they wonder, that's where that statement came from. They wonder if it's the milkman's kid. Shoot, or that door-to-door salesman. They be tearing up some stuff. That ain't actually changed, because I knew this dude, he was doing some door-to-door stuff more recent. And he said he was getting some pussy behind that shit. He definitely wasn't spending money. I know dudes in relationships, they ain't the main money maker. Even if they getting some money, it's still the woman making some money. Look, you gotta think, like, as a man, you definitely want to make money. Because sometimes I've talked about this before, and some guys say, oh, just be broke. No, I ain't say that. I said every man should make money. That's why I have a money channel, RomWills Money Matters. Just to make it easy, I'm going to put it in the description box. So every man should make money, but don't lead with your wallet to get women, because you lead with your wallet, that's what they looking at. They ain't looking at the rest, and they'll use you. And they might give you some pussy and some shit. And some guys thinking that's cool, but hold up, think about something. She giving you some pussy, but she giving you that starfish sex, and she sure as hell ain't sucking your dick. Meanwhile, some broke ass motherfucker who's living at home and living in his mom's basement, the woman doing everything. I remember this one woman, she was telling me she was having sex with this guy, and he had all these other guys coming forward who had some money, had some stuff going on. This dude's still living at home. And she got with this one guy, and I said, how you getting with you? She said, shoot. She was like, she easy and she bring beer. Shit. Dudes gotta stop. And seriously, dudes gotta really think about that. Really think. And I'm gonna emphasize that. And the reason I'm emphasizing it, I ain't saying don't make money or something for yourself. Like I said, I got my Money Matters link in the description box. And that's all I'll be talking about on there. I wouldn't have that channel if I didn't think money was important. But don't think look, money don't get a woman wet. Let's just be honest with it. They don't get a woman wet. Only woman you get is that woman who wants to use you for that money. But you might be like Mr. Big in that Contagious video I shared. Shoot, you might come home early one day. In fact, I would say it. If you think that woman's staying with you, you got all that money, you got in the house, and you think you got control, double back home one day. And I ain't even joking this time. Seriously, double back home. Come home at weird times, see what's up. Shoot, even if you know that woman is a sugar baby. Even if you know that woman's a sugar baby, because some of those sugar babies, yeah, they'll mess with that guy. He paying for everything. They'll give him some pussy. But is that what you want? Because they will still get with a man who ain't paying shit. So hold up. The thing to look at all of this is, wait a minute, what are the men doing who ain't leading with their wallet still getting some pussy? What these broke dudes doing, what these homosexuals doing. And that's the key to it. So that way, even if you have money, you can still get yours. In fact, there's some dudes, they got money, but they ain't leading with their wallets and still getting theirs. That's what you want to be. Because more than anything else, you want to be able to trust that woman's motivations. You don't want a woman motivated with you just for money. Because I'm going to tell you what, the best thing she can do for you is just cheat. I'm saying that's the best thing. Because you get some things like a honey trap or something like that. There's been some dudes killed behind that. They thought that woman was interested in them. They spending all that money. And these guys get robbed, even killed behind that shit. Because there's been some dudes caught up in some honey traps. And they thinking they doing something. The women all happy, but then have a main man who don't got that money behind the door or hiding behind a bush, whatever. Set up that motherfucker to be shot and killed. And I'm dead serious. Like I said, just being cheated on, shoot. That might be the best. That might be the best option. The worst, you might lose your life behind that shit. Shoot. You gotta really think about it. Think about it. Seriously, it's stupid. It's stupid. It's stupid. And I'm gonna say stupid. Because like I said, in all these years of even talking about this, and I've been doing these YouTube videos since when? 2014. I've yet to have somebody say, you know what, I got this money, I got this lovely woman, she a lovely wife, she a lovely mother. And so, and even then, I still wouldn't trust it, but I've never even had anybody do that. I can't even call cap on it because nobody's even said that shit. And I'm going to tell you what, somebody say, why you keep talking about this? I'm out here trying to really help some people. I ain't doing this. Like I said, if I really wanted to make money, or I could talk shit about women on a deeper basis and really make some money, do like some of these other dudes on here. I could really talk shit. But I'm really trying to help some dudes. I'm really trying to help some dudes. And really not even, like I always say, I'm not even just even with women. If you're checking out what I'm talking about on Saturdays and Sundays, just life, period. And in fact, when you talk about that Money Matters channel, I'm trying to help all these dudes get money. Some women be listening to it too. There's some women listening to that channel, they trying to get some money. And then my Deep Thought channel, just so you think better. I've even had some dudes say they like those channels better than this channel. And I ain't mad at them. I ain't mad at them. I ain't gonna lie, I want to get to the point I'm not doing this. But see, dudes be asking. Shoot, even stuff I talked about several times. I always get some dudes say, hey man, you ain't did a body game video in a while. I'm like, there's only so much I can say. Hit the gym. It's like, damn. Hit the gym. There's only so much I can say. But dudes just need some help out here. Dudes just need some help. And plus, I know 1,000 people. And then, remember when I had Miss Angel on yesterday? She does talk to a lot of women of all ages. She be giving me some game. She like my spy. Wait a minute. somebody's car fucking up. She like my spy and shit. She be telling me what's going on with a lot of these women, what they be saying. Like I said, there's one thing. A bunch of women told her. I said, nah, that is like we can't share that. we can't share that. Let's just say it will fuck up some heads. It will fuck up some heads. But I digress. Look, I'm gonna tell you what. Let me turn all this off. Look, man. There's nothing wrong with getting money, man, but don't think you just gonna get some women with that. And don't trust it. Like I said, I wish I had the proverbial dime how many married women I've met just in this area who call their own men roommates. But their men got money. I be knowing where a lot of these women live. They got some money. Yeah, girl. Good Lord. So, I mean, seriously. You gotta be thinking about that shit. They be having some money. It takes more than money if you're gonna deal with any of these women, alright? It takes more than money. So anyway, though, I'll get back with y'all. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow, alright? Peace.